Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then thank you for clicking on this video. In today's design, I used a few photographs as reference images, and they all happen to be copywritten. Since I was only using them for reference, I didn't see the point in paying to show them, so I covered them with stickers. They are images of two bees and a daisy. I really enjoyed working on this image. I love fantasy, so the subject is right up my alley. The idea of a daisy interacting with the bee in a very human way is interesting. You'll see later in this video that I played with that interaction by making the petals reach out to the bee. Originally, I wanted to work on all three sketches at the same time, but quickly realized that if I intended on finishing this in a timely manner, that I was just going to have to pick one and move on. When I first started with digital painting, I painted a daisy and a bee. As I was learning, I wanted to keep the subject very simple. Well, I really liked that image and I didn't do anything with it, so I thought I'd revisit it. I think I've come a long way since those days. Learning anything new is an adjustment, and it took me some time to figure out how to use the software and make it do what I wanted it to do rather than feel like I was at its mercy. Now I honestly don't even think about it. I'm sure there are things I'm doing incorrectly, or maybe there's an easier way to do things than the way I do them, but I learned from trial and error, and I just ran with my successes. When I work on designs like this, I'm always looking for a way to make it more dynamic, and at this point in the sketch, it was time to branch out of that flat 2D image and show some depth. I might have bitten off more than I could chew, at least time-wise, as I kept adding more and more petals overlapping, and making these type of elements does take time to work out. But I'm ambitious. I love challenging myself. I'm amazed at what I come up with in the short amount of time that I give myself to do these designs. There are much better artists out there who can produce something absolutely amazing in just a couple of hours. I don't fit in that category. It takes me a while to work out a design. Now, with that said, I love what I produce. I guess I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't. And that has zero ego attached to it as well. I just appreciate where I'm at as an artist at this stage in my life. I look back at a lot of struggling, and I'm grateful that the road in front of me has been paved by all those sleepless nights. At this stage of the design, I'm loving the eye. It's kind of creepy too, which is funny. As I'm working on this, I'm thinking I still really want to show the yellow disc of the flower. The bee is there for the pollen, so I want the eye to look like it's opening from the central disc. Yes, I looked up the name of that central area. It's really called a disc. Anyway, I wanted the eye to look like it was covered in this pollen. I like how it turned out. The funny thing about art, and other artists are welcome to chime in on this too, is that I feel like it has a life of its own. I'm simply the machine that is doing the work. The actual process of making art is magical. I don't really know how it happens, but I feel almost like I'm witnessing it happen rather than being an actual participant. I participate, but in a hard to describe way. The only word that comes to mind is magically. My thoughts sort of just create things in front of me. And this transcends to life too. I've noticed that anything I put my mind to simply materializes in really weird ways. For instance, when I bought my first house, I was broke for a while afterwards. Saving for the down payment in the way that I did caused me to fall behind financially for about half a year. Well, during this time, I wanted a jacuzzi to go on my back porch. And not just any jacuzzi. I wanted a very specific jacuzzi. It was this cute little two-seater. It could be plugged into a 110 outlet, and they were selling for about $6,000, which was totally out of my price range. But I couldn't get my mind off of this thing. I would imagine all the time what it would be like to come home and jump in the jacuzzi. I sort of became obsessed by this. I shared this with my uncle, and his response was, "Well, if you get it, then I'm coming over all the time." Little did I know, he started searching for this jacuzzi and called me a week later and said he had found it for $400 if I still wanted it. I immediately said yes, and he went with me to go look at it. It was almost brand new. The guy selling it had just bought this house, and it came with it, and he had zero interest in it and just wanted to get rid of it. This wasn't the only time that something like this has happened to me. It's happened a lot. Actually, whenever I feel myself getting obsessed about something, I know it's about ready to happen or I'm about ready to get it. The point is, if you imagine it, half the battle is won. I think the evolution of our species has a lot to do with this. Our collective imaginations have gotten us to this point. We keep imagining a future world, and our artists keep adding to this narrative by creating some amazing sci fi movies and novels, which just further enhances our collective imagination. I think our future is going to be amazing. Right now, homelessness is a huge issue that can no longer be ignored. I really believe that our collective consciousness is going to solve this issue in the very near future. I also think our economy is going to change in such a way that people will no longer be forced to work as slaves in jobs that they hate. I think we're going in the way of automation and will be forced into some type of guaranteed income for all. I can't wait for that day. It will be such a positive and welcome change. If you've made it this far into this video, I want to sincerely thank you. My success on this platform depends greatly on your engagement. If you enjoyed this video, please help feed the algorithm by hitting the like. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're interested in purchasing any of my designs, the link for my store is in the description. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.